Yeah, first off, once again, Johnny, thanks a lot for doing this, for making time for me today.
You're very welcome. Thank you. I mean, everything you've done for me, this is the least I can do. So happy to help out.
Thanks. Yeah, that's great. Could you start by just telling me a little bit about where you were at with retroactive jealousy before you invested in my course?
Sure. So I had retroactive jealousy, and like a big chunk of the population who has it didn't know what it was, thought it was maybe just my personality, just something I had to deal with. Didn't even know there was a name for it. And I had quite a few girlfriends, but the only time I really suffered from retroactive jealousy was when, we were getting serious. And then all of a sudden it was, whether it was the insecurity or the anger. And then I kind of took a look at myself and realized what was happening. And I think I actually used it as kind of a weapon. Like I got this weird commitment issue. And so I actually used retroactive jealousy as my way out. It was pretty bad with two of my exes. Well, one ex and then one current, who was an ex for a little bit. But yeah, basically when the M word, marriage was brought up, then all of a sudden, oh wait, is your past a deal breaker? Can I really commit to someone who, I know all these details from? And especially with the one that's still my one that's with me right now, I knew a lot of their stuff when we first started dating. And I was not only, not bothered by it, I was okay with it because it showed that she had experience. She kind of knew, what she was doing, what she liked, what she didn't like. But then all of a sudden, a couple years later, when we start to get serious, I'm thinking, whoa, wait a minute here. And that's when it got really bad. So
And how did this manifest for you? Like, what were some of the symptoms that you experienced?
I did a lot of the I need to know so I can rationalize. So asking the questions. I did the social media stalking of the exes, things like that, kind of the typical compulsions. And then, yeah, we'd have fights because all of a sudden something she told me didn't exactly match up with what she had said. And it was one of those misremembering as opposed to a lie. But in my mind, it was just another, bullet in my arsenal to get out of the relationship and, try and protect myself against it all. So,
Sure, sure. And what were some of the things that you tried before you found my work to solve this problem?
so before this most recent couple months ago, nothing. I I broke up with the one girl. We, found out that it just wasn't meant to be. And then a couple months ago, I actually ran across somebody else's course and some videos on YouTube, and he mentioned you, and so I had to check you out. I compiled a playlist of 256 of your videos, watched them,
Wow,
took notes.
that's
Yeah,
quite a playlist.
well, I was determined to beat this because then I realized it was something that people suffered from, and not knowing that I had suffered from it before and how this can affect people's relationships, I was determined to do it. And so, yeah, 256 videos. I have 120 pages of notes that I've taken on those videos. And then I read your book, and then I saved up a couple months and bought the course. So it was just kind of this adding to the arsenal of beating retroactive jealousy. So
That's great. And what made you take that final leap of faith and decide to invest in the course?
it was just a matter of seeing progress with the free videos and the book. And it was getting better, but it wasn't where I want it. Yeah, just realizing that your course offers what your videos don't and your book doesn't. So compiling all that, it's just too strong of a weapon to have against retroactive jealousy. So once I made up my mind that this is a real thing and I can beat it, it's just a matter of taking the steps to beat it, no matter how long it's going to take. So
Absolutely, absolutely. And how would you compare your feelings today to before you found my course?
So I don't know if you're familiar with the UFC or any kind of mixed martial arts. So I think of retroactive jealousy as like Brock Lesnar, just this big, what have you. And before I took the course, before I started looking into the videos, my job was to get in the cage with him and fight him. I don't stand much of a chance, right? But I'm gonna put it up. So retroactive jealousy, just this big monster, just taking control over me, all that kind of stuff. Not much I can do, but I'm going to show up. After the course, after the book, you know, retroactive jealousy is still a beast, but right now, all Brock Lesnar's doing is ringing the doorbell. It's just an annoyance. Every maybe week to 10 days, I get what you have referred to as those little pangs. And it is just a couple of seconds, not even a minute, where I'm like, someone's ringing the doorbell. That's annoying. But it's not, beat me up in the cage. It's not ruining my night. It's not making me go and ask the questions. So it's just one of those acknowledgments. Yes, someone's ringing the doorbell, and then moving on. So it is night and day.
That's great. So would you say it's fair to say you were like a 10 with retroactive jealousy before you found the course?
Easily. No.
And what are you at today?
Since I do still have those pangs, I would say a 0.5. I mean, it's one of those things where I acknowledge it, I deal with it. It's not ruining my life. It's not ruining my relationship. So, let it be.
And you only signed up for the course a short while ago. How long ago was it?
Want to say early January.
And we're now in February 1st. So wow, that's only a month. That's great. That's fantastic to hear.
Yeah.
Great. So my final question to you, John, what would you tell anyone who's on the fence about joining my course?
So I'm actually talking to a couple of people. As I enrolled in your course, I found out that a couple of my friends actually suffer from retroactive jealousy.
Oh, wow.
Had no idea what it was. And I told them about your videos, and they've actually started watching them. And then I told them about your book, and I'm telling them to get your course, because it is just this progressive step of, use the resources out there. And I think you'll have a couple more customers soon, because it is just one of those things. If you're as bad as I was and as my friends seem to be, then getting the course is going to knock it out.
That's great. That's all I have for you, Johnny. That's fantastic. Unless there's anything more that you felt like you wanted to say or add.
No, I just want to thank you for your work. I mean, it's helped so many people, and myself included, and you just can't put a price on that. So if anybody's on the fence, keep watching the videos, buy the book, reread the book. I read it twice, and buy the course. So support this fight against RJ.